Welcome, everybody, to the SATV 2012 annual meeting with the membership. The meeting with the membership. The membership.
I thought you were concerned with me.
I'm sorry. This is an actual meeting. Robert's Rules of Order, which we're kind of working on the weekend holiday version of Robert's Rules of Order. The chairman must open the meeting, and I was remiss. So, yeah. Charlie.
Live from SATV, today is March 21st, and the meeting is officially declared open.
Oh, good. Thank you. So now we had our official opening. Now we've got a meeting. And we got a meeting, we got an agenda, and oh, do we have an agenda. But I was going to go through it first, but why ruin the surprise? We're going to just kind of jump right ahead, and I want to start off by introducing the staff. The staff at SATV makes everything happen. Although, as I'll mention in a moment, really it's the membership that makes things happen. But the staff is here for you. And they are, beginning with the executive director, Sal Russo. Program Director, Patrick Kennedy. Training and Production Coordinator, Casey Driscoll. Production Assistant, Alan McMillan. And the IT Director, David Moyson. Now, of course, they make everything happen. They give you the training, they answer all of your questions, they fix the equipment, say, hey, we need new equipment. They do the day-to-day hands-on thing. Then we have the overarching power of SATV, which is the board of directors. They are an essential part of our corporation. And they are, Charles, you can call him Charlie Walsh, is the chairman. Angela Turpin is the treasurer.
Stand up and take a bow.
Then we have, hiding in the back is Frank Silva. Not with us tonight is Ken Weaver. And then they missed out on the claps. They just leave a blank space. And then we have Claire White Sullivan. The guy running around with the camera, I don't know where, oh, there he is Ron Dorito. And our newest member is professor at, well, he was a professor at Salem State College, and then he moved on to Salem State University. He's been there, what, 50, 60, 70 years or so. David Allen George. And then, of course, I have to include that I'm still Kevin Walker, and I'm the secretary. So, yes. That just means I lost that bet. and it should be noted, when the vote came, when the election came to name me secretary, I was the only dissenting vote. I just thought that would need to be. So as part of every year, we have to touch on what is SATV, what is Access Television, because we are SATV, Access Television. I'm not going to get into Access Television and the congressional rules and municipal contracts and Cablecast and all that, Comcast rather, and all that. It's really more that SATV is a television station where you come and make the content. SATV by itself is just a building, just a bunch of rooms. SATV has no voice that is not you, the members. SATV has no political axe to grind. They're not left, right, not blue or red, any of those things. It's all what you bring to it. You come, sign up, annual membership fee. We like you to have a little bit, make sure you know how to use the equipment. And then it's up to you. You are bound only by what you feel like doing, the obscenity laws of Salem, and like just how much you like to play footsie with slander and libel cases. It's, you know, it's there to be done. And it's all up to you. The full content is there. SATV is not responsible for what you do. We've had some questions. We, for years, have had talent release forms. So when you ask somebody to stand in front of the camera and you're going to videotape them, they basically sign away their rights. And well, really what they're saying is they're okay with whatever you do. But what we really didn't think of, because when the original contract, the original release form was drawn up, we didn't have the social media aspect that we do now. And so sure, you can be in somebody's video, but that video could be seen by anyone around the world if it makes it onto YouTube or any of the number of. So we have them available if you want to look at them later, but we have amended the release form to give you a little bit of control as the talent to have some say over where this goes after you're done with your production. Now, 3 of the people that I named on the board are membership seats. And tying it back into just how important the members are what is the content. It is basically, you know, the staff runs things on a day-to-day basis, but it would be nothing without the membership. So it also stands to reason that the membership presence on the board is all important. It is essential because it's the people who are using the equipment and in the facility, seeing things that they'd ask for improvement. Could we do things differently? There's new technology. Because each of the 3 members in some exponential way probably each know 10 other members who have some other input. So it's a great presence on the board. Tonight, we elect those members. They are elected once a year, this being the anniversary. So I'm going to turn things over in just a moment to Mr. Walsh, and he's going to go through all of the rules, regulations, procedures, and I'll stop talking now.
The voting privileges are as follows, and they're very specific. In order to vote, you must be a valid member of Salem Access Television. That anybody who has a blue tag may vote. As a member, you must be present to vote at the annual meeting. Listed on your ballot is a slate of candidates to vote for. Please note, only vote for no more than 3 candidates. Ron Dorito are on there, Frank Silva, Claire White Sullivan, Mary Ann Silva, and Joel Richardson. If you want to add somebody, you must have the candidate presented by someone and seconded by another person. And if there is any candidates from the floor, would you please rise now, or anybody who's seconding somebody? Okay, hearing none, it will then maintain the ballot as it is. You handwrite the name on the ballot, and now we hear from each candidate what they're going to bring to the board. Before we do that, though, I'd like to mention a few things from the board. Okay. In regard to the board, we have 3 main goals. One is educational, one is scientific, and one is charitable. Now, what do you mean by charitable? Being charitable means any person of any race or color or creed or whatever it is may come here and do any type of film work, take lessons, and go out and make your own type of thing, whatever it may be, whether it's a thing you want to talk at, or whether it's animals or children or scenery and so forth. The scientific part of it comes about with all these great people we have working in this studio. They're constantly trying to update everything so you can do things easier, faster, and quickly enough so that you can get it into the next week's program. Again, the people here have scientifically worked that out, so when you do something, within no time at all, it's coming across the TV stations. And I'd like to say in the audience, Mary Ann Silva has also brought us into all other communities that we can so far. So that if we run a program for AARP, say, she takes that, she edits it, and then she goes and gives a copy to Danvers, Beverly, Peabody, Marblehead, Swampscott, whoever it might be that accepts it, and they run it on their own system as an import. And as a result, people are learning more and more about what goes on at AARP meetings and various things that happen throughout the city. So I appreciate you and your husband. I didn't mean to leave you out, Frank. Otherwise, there'll be a problem in the family. Okay, it's a 9-member committee. And we do have executive committees. We have financial committee, we have personnel committee, we have programming committees and membership committees. They aren't always meeting. But when certain time comes, we're coming up now for our 10-year renewal of our license, which is extremely important that you people have input into it. So if you have something that you think we should be doing, please send us in and send a note to Sal Russo, who's the director, and that'll help us guide through everything we want done, have in our hand for the 10-year program. The first person will be, who will it be? Do we have any reason for having the, No. No? Okay, Ron Dorito, would you mind taking a stand? Sounds like a courtroom.
Thanks, Charlie.
You're
Good
welcome.
to see everybody. So I was on the board. I've been on the board for 1 year, and I'm running for re-election again, and would love to be part of the organization for another year or several years. I do a little production. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a professor at Salem College of Art in Beverly, and I teach photography and video. I think that one of the things that I love about SATV being on the board is that it really espouses some of the greatest virtues of community, which is this access, but also it promotes the imagination and creativity of everyone in the community. And I really think that that's what this organization is all about. And I also think it's part of what this new culture is all about, this idea of being a part of something much larger than an individual, and also being able to share, not just with your community, but also with the city, the state, and hopefully beyond and the rest of the world. And so I would appreciate your vote. Thanks very much.
And next is Frank Silva. You need help, Frank?
All right, I've been a member here, I think, about 10 years. Been a member of the board for 2 years, and we've done, my dear wife and myself, I do the easy work, I do the filming, she does the film editing. And I'm trying to think of all the shows we've been doing. A lot of stuff for Heritage Days, AARP, our new ventures, the Arbella's Drum Corps is starting up again, we're into that. Sports shows, I don't know, it's numerous things we've done. And I just like your vote. Thank you. Short and sweet, see?
He's a man of few words. Claire White Sullivan. She doesn't say much.
No, so last year I ran for the board for the first time, and I had a 2-page type speech. This year I don't have any notes except to say that it's been, for those of you who don't know me, I've been a member here since 1999. I've been a student here studying at Salem State, so it was a venue as a student, and I've had that experience. I've been a volunteer of the year, been a producer of the year, one of the first females. I shared that award with Patricia Reed. So I've seen what it was like to go out and cover as a community producer just about every event imaginable, from veterans to city council meetings when we didn't have the staff, to a ton of church and school events. And I've been a mom raising kids here because my youngest is 19 in college now with his own radio show. But when he was 6, he started here as a little person, you know, using the equipment and making their own videos to the video camp. And my older one, who works for AOL in New York, also started here. So their first exposure to media was truly as elementary students in Salem. And I would like your vote tonight because I've spent a year serving on the board, and it gives you a chance to see the organization from a different point of view, which is the amount of work that goes in through the staff's end that you often don't really fully appreciate even as a producer. And you see a tremendous progress over the years, as I have. And I want to applaud Sal Russo tonight and his staff, because over the past year, instead of putting a lot of my energy into producing, I initially worked on newsletters with Sal, and we've now moved into progressive social media using Facebook, VOD, And for a lot of you who may take access for granted, either here or outside in the community, please be aware that this is an incredibly progressive studio, who are always have their fingertips on advances in social media, technology, SD cards, use of cameras. If you want to learn and be active in your community and have a voice in media, this is the place for you. If I get your vote tonight, I will just continue to support that as a board member. It's been a privilege to serve, and I want to thank the board members as well for the past year. Thank you.
Mary Ann Silva.
I don't have a lot to say. I have been on the board. I have enjoyed being on the board. It is a challenge. SATV is going to offer a lot of challenges with a new contract coming. I'm very aware of the buildings that Beverly, Danvers, and Peabody have, and the rent that they're paying as opposed to what we're paying here. And it's going to be very important for this board to look at the new contract and look at the facilities. If we could reduce the rent for what we pay here, we would probably be able to hire somebody, part or full-time, to cover more of Salem's events. So I am looking forward to going on the board, and hopefully I will get your vote. Thank you.
By the way, Mary Ann has gracefully volunteered to help me out with the AARP. One of our people is very ill, and I'm not a great typist, and I need someone to really check my work over with, so she's volunteered to help my brother John. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Joel Richardson. Where's Joel?
Thank you. If you don't know me, I've been a member here for 3 years. I started out contributing tapes of my church services from Tabernacle Church, which were programmed on a weekly basis. I've added several other kinds of programs, including road races and a short clip on different shops in downtown Salem. This is my first time running for the board. What I would like to do, I would like to see this operation grow. I think there's a couple of ways we can do that. I think we need to get out the information that we offer so much incredible training and opportunities for $25 a year. You can have all the free training you could want. I think we could get that word out to the high schools and to the population of Salem in general. And I also think that Salem, as I've lived here close to 20 years, has really expanded and improved. And for example, the museum in downtown Salem has really been built up. And I think what we need to do, we can work with the city and get the word out, do some shows. Look, this is what Salem has done. Look at all these opportunities, these great places to eat. You got a theater company, and so this is what I would like to see, this Salem Access develop and grow and become an even stronger force in the community. Thank you.
All right, now that we have done that and we've heard from everybody, we now, does everybody have a ballot?
So everybody has a ballot, and Leo's going to go around and collect them. And while that's happening, well, we'll let you pay attention a little bit, because we're going to ask Angela Turpin to come up and give us the financial report for the health and stability of our fine corporation. So then I would like to take this opportunity to please welcome to the podium, with a rich round of applause, our treasurer, Angela Turpin.
Yay!
Good evening, everybody. How are you? It's nice to see everybody here tonight. So we will begin with our income this year. and our total income was $322,726. The majority of that, which you can see, comes from contributions, which means that comes from Comcast. The second highest, which is actually the third listed here, as other, was $10,198, and that is membership dues and grants, and then the bank interest. So we'll move on to our expenses. And the total expenses were $310,867. The bulk of that coming from salary and benefits, followed by rent, and then insurance, utilities, miscellaneous, and office. So that left SATV with the year-end net profit of $11,859. That is wonderful. Yes. And then from this, we will move along to our capital expenditures. So the capital, we began our capital balance with $68,967, and then additional capital of $30,000. So the capital coming in for the year was $98,967, from which we invested in various equipment during the year to improve the facility, the equipment facility. Some of the things that we did with the money that came in were purchasing the JVC SD camcorders, purchasing the video on demand server, purchasing the Drobo server file backup system. Those were all big improvements for the studio, making it the studio that it is for everybody here to enjoy and to use, and to get what they want out of the studio. So after the purchasing of the various equipment, it left the capital balance at $62,886, and that's where the studio ends the fiscal year for the year. So very strong and very profitable for a public access television, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela. Very well done. And I think you dueled the slides, and you were victorious. Well, some of that money gets spent always to forward the technology, find out, fixing things that need to be repaired, upgrading things that need to be upgraded. And then every now and then the inspiration to do something new, either enhancing something that is already here or going out into not an entirely new direction, but somewhat new, take on new projects. One of those was inspired by some new microphones that we got last year. And we started thinking that as we increase our ability to record live music, we start to look around here, and this is a studio that is also a great space for recording live music. So the board went about doing some research on what we could do to not, the sky could almost be the limit when you go with recording equipment. So we made the commitment to being able to offer services here to record music for a fee. And we're putting that together. And I was thinking today with watch out, analogy alert, but if we had physically built a wing on SATV that was the recording studio wing, the sheetrock would be up and spackled, and there'd be a lot of all the electricity would be run. There'd be the wires where the chandelier was going to go. But we're just a short time from being able to open the doors to have bands come in and record music, again, for a fee. So it turns out to be more outreach, and also hopefully a good way to bring in some extra income. What we did was we purchased a 16-channel audio board that is also a digital interface, and then we bought the software, which is what gets used, not entirely, but in most studios, the digital recording is the way to go. So we got Pro Tools, the latest version, which is a fine product. But Patrick has put together a sort of an introduction to some of the things that are possible here, and we're going to roll that now. Yes, we have buttons in there that they push. I see. Oh, there's the chairs again. No, don't. He's new. And now, across the stage from me, the wonderful Sal Russo is going to talk about another element that we introduced, or I guess we could say we more enhanced.
Yes. Well, we saw an item on the capital investment that was the green screen room. Basically, we took the old control room and converted it into a room or a space where producers can use the green screen. Simply, it is a large 10 by 12 muslin green cloth stretched on stands, and it's fully lit with fluorescent lights, so that anybody who wants to use it for Final Cut Pro green screen, that all they need to do is just basically get training. So it's easy to use. It's simple. Set up a camera, turn on the lights, frame it up, and just videotape, and then bring it into Final Cut Pro, and you do your green screen. One of the advantage of it is you can be any place you want to be, but you really don't have to be there. The easiest way is to show you what it's all about. So run that rolling for me, please.
We've done so well this year at SATV, we're able to purchase our own private beach. That's Pat over there, body surfing. Nice one, Pat.
Casey, what are you doing? We need you in the studio now.
Seriously, Pat? Well, as you can see, this is our green screen room here at SATV, one of our newest additions. Now, where was I? Yeah, it's better.
That was produced by Casey Driscoll, training and production coordinator. And as I said, just come down, get the training, and use it. There's a lot of nice things that you can do in your programming. So, thank you. Now, send it back to our host.
Thank you.
Big round of applause.
Great job.
for that man.
Sal Russo, everybody. Well, coming up next, we have a series of acknowledgments and awards that we're going to go on ahead with. We had two ways of going. One was the SATV award thing, but then we also have a series of acknowledgments that we want to bestow on some members. And so I hope I'm not throwing the curve now, but I would like to ask David Allen George to please step up to bestow the awards.
I'd be more than happy to.
Good man.
Thank you. I am very new to the board, and I very much appreciated the invitation and the opportunity to present my credentials, representing not only a former member of Salem. Salem Access has been part of my involvement in this community when I lived here for 22 years. Over and over as not only an interviewer, but also as one being interviewed, as well as a presenter during the Center for Creative and Performing Arts regular programming that was done under the auspices of that office at the university and hosted by Patricia Zato, a long resident of Salem, Massachusetts. So I feel very honored and privileged to be asked to do this. It's my understanding that all of these individuals represent exactly what's been presented by many of the people who are being voted on today. The aspiration of access and the openness of SATV to not only teach people about the equipment and the technology that is available, but likewise the message, the concept of story. And that I think is very, very important given the fact that very seldom do you see, in terms of cable access television, people so dedicated. I have, because of my profession as an actor and a director, I have been numerous times across the country working with cable access, public television services as well as broadcasting. And I must say that one of the reasons why I was so happy to be invited is that this SATV, for the community that surrounds it, they should understand that this, in my humble professional opinion, is one of the most easily accessible, highly informed, and very, very well organized access television stations. So I congratulate all It is my privilege to give out this information. These are individuals I know of, many I know very closely. There is a volunteer, someone who has been involved with this, SATV, since the beginning in 1994. This individual once served as an SATV board member, and he continually provides this organization with support and assistance in many different capacities, whether it's on graphics for the station, a produced event by SATV, such as this annual meeting itself. We're documenting our latest project using both video and digital photography. This individual is David Moyson. David, David, whom I do know, has been more than responsible for all of SATV's office and facility networking computer technology. And I want you to just stay here for a moment, if you wouldn't mind, David. I think it's needless to say that during the very past year's upgrades in regards to everything that's been presented to you, our viewing population, as well as the individuals here in our immediate audience, video on demand and the Drobo file backup system, this man has been very busy making sure that the facility that we're in right now and its networking stays the state of the art and is very well maintained. Everyone knows that it takes an awful lot of effort to do anything well. This man has knowledge and the experience to keep our computer system operating on a daily basis. And it doesn't matter when or what needs to be done. Everyone here at SAT knows that whether it's planning for the future or fixing something today, that David Moyson is the person that most everyone here relies on, not only to be fixing something today, but to be looking for those troubles before they arise. Mr. Moyson is the person that we also rely on, not only to take care of all the computer and the networking needs, but to make many other vital roles as well. I don't think that we can thank him enough for everything that this man does for this organization and how much that all of us, including our viewing population, appreciate it. We consider him to be a most vital part of SATV and our staff. I want you to join me in congratulating Mr. David Moyson, who is our Volunteer of the Year 2011. And for all that you do, David, it is more than well deserved. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the kind words.
Next, I should like to honor two volunteers in the same congratulatory notes, because this is a couple, and the couple's been involved with SATV since 2004. Everyone knows Frank Silva and Mary Ann Silva. Who are both very close, but they're opposing one another in an attempt to be nominated. I'll wait until both of these individuals join us here at the podium to accept this award. Mary Ann, Frank, it's a privilege to be able to give these words out about you. Over the years, your combined and individual contributions to Salem Access Television have been more than countless. And aside from producing many, many programs, which you've already attested to, both of you have served on the SATV Board of Directors and have helped form SATV into what we really are today. And over the past year alone, Frank and Mary Ann, they have volunteered again their time and their energies to produce numerous vital programs for this station. Salem AARP meetings, from the corner office with our mayor, Kim Driscoll, Park and Recreation with Doug Bolin, and the Salem Firefighters September the 11th tribute, and the Sergeant James Ayubi dedication. And that's just to name a very few. And that at just this very programming, Frank and Mary Ann have been of great insight for this organization and are constantly bringing new ideas to help us better SATV and thus to better, hopefully, the community of Salem, Massachusetts. These people even volunteer to watch this very studio when the staff has important shoots that take them out of Salem and they cannot be here to cover us. That shows you the kind of commitment these two individuals have. For this and so much more that I can't even mention it in tonight's ceremony, please, won't you also join with me in congratulating Frank Silva and Mary Ann Silva, again volunteers for the year 2011.
Get to work.
Now for the SATV Producer of the Year. Mr. Stephen Spencer. He has been a member who embodies what I think all of us might think of for a great television producer, and that is that he harbors in himself those skills and the initiative and the professionalism that is so needed to complete the job a producer is facing when they take on any task. Stephen, we don't know one another at all, but I have heard so much about your work that I'm very, very pleased, having had most of my career since I was very young in front of cameras, to understand what it is as a talent to respect a producer. And you are a highly respected young man.
Thank you.
Stephen has been with the SATV member since 2006, and he has been producing numerous programs since that time. I'd like to name only a few of these because they're noteworthy. Brain Sponge Concerts, Lifestyles of the Interesting and the Infamous, Salem Heritage Days Fireman's Muster, the Northeast Animal Shelter's local PSAs, as well as Salem City Council meetings and other special Salem government meetings, which all of us know are long, many of them drawn out, and need a very clever producer to be able to present them. The list goes on for this young man. The quantity of programming that Stephen has produced in just the past year here, it's worthy of merit on its own. But what makes this gentleman, in the opinion of all of us at SATV, a producer of the year, is the quality that he gives to his programming. Whatever Stephen produces becomes a very intricate production. That means, by intricate, there are multiple cameras being used, more training and more experience, multiple audio sources, and editing that's so complex that it leaves many of the SAT staff saying, and happily, wow, that's really good stuff. Stephen sets the bar here, you see, very high. That's what professional people are supposed to do for production values, and especially in public access television. And this young man sets the path of the future for what perhaps SATV will be able to accomplish, both sonically and visually, in its near future. For all, Stephen, that you've contributed to this station and to the men and women and to many of the staffers who are here and to the city of Salem, in the past year alone, young man, would you please join with me in congratulating and welcoming Stephen Spencer as Producer of the Year 2011. Thank you. There is nothing perhaps more important in any one of our minds in regards to Salem Access Television, and that is to reach the young people of the community. The young people who are, quite frankly, only asking for an opportunity. I would urge them, those of you who are watching, to do what it is that you want to do and say what it is that you want to say, but learn how to do it and how to say it. Come to SATV. It's a phenomenal place where you are going to be, quite frankly, on the cutting edge of something that will help you support your voice. The sooner you get to it, the more we have to benefit from it. This award goes to someone that I do know. I do know very well. A young man that I had the opportunity only this last year to cast and to direct in a major role in Michael Christopher's play, The Shadow Box, at Salem State University's Callan Studio Theater. He rehearsed arduously. When he was told he had to come in off book, he was off book before many of my students. So, with that in mind, I would like to give you Guthrie Scrimger. You don't get this yet, Guthrie. Oh, no, my dear boy. This is my spot. This is our Youth Appreciation Award winner. Each year, SATV partners with the Salem Department of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services to hold what we know as a free video production camp for all of the young people here in Salem. And this is called SATV Park and Recreation Video Camp. Now, in October of 2011, SATV held a video camp with the idea of utilizing the month-long Halloween festivities as a setting for the group of young people to learn different aspects of video production. That is when SATV met the very talented young man to my left, and that's Guthrie Scrimger, who is now, because I get to give it to him, a recipient of the Youth Appreciation Award. Guthrie, you got to stay here for just a minute. Thank you. And I think it's a well-deserved ovation. Now, this is why. I know Guthrie to be a very imaginative and creative young man. I've had that opportunity in live theater. But it's a different matter when one has to be performing in front of cameras. Yeah. It is the same thing. It's acting. It's a different medium. But that requires a great deal of talent and immediacy, which this young man has. And it was from the very first day that we saw that Guthrie wanted to be in front of the camera. And that's where he belongs. He has talent. And so he had a character in mind that he thought would go great with this whole idea of the Halloween season. Guthrie used his wit and his comic influences and a mature intelligence far beyond his years to create one of the funniest characters to have appeared in public access television production, and he called it the Texan. Guthrie channeled an inner Southern drawl and proceeded to improvise multiple skits and make everybody within an earshot away laugh and laugh and laugh some more. This young man has a comedic presence that's well beyond being so young. And he sets a great example for the youth of Salem that they too can accomplish by using their own creativity and the muscle that has to be used, imagination. I'd like you, again, please, to help me congratulate this young man, Guthrie Scrimger, who is the youth recipient this year, 2011.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to say a few words.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to come up here then, because we want to make sure that they catch everything you're saying.
All right. Now, as many of you know, I'm from Texas. And being of Texan descent, I was incredibly grateful to you Northerners who took me in with open arms, and I am honored that I was given such a prestigious award. Now, I have a few people and chickens I'd like to thank. Firstly, my horse, Carly, who are named after automobiles. My chickens, of course, who stuck to me through good times and bad times. Though in retrospect, they were probably stuck to me because I used super glue. I'd like to thank the Academy. Oh, and the good fellas over at Salem Access Television, who taught me all about cameras and whatnot. And that's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I don't know what I'm thanking you for, but last year we started this video award thing, and it was our first one. We're going to do more, but there were some things. It was our shakedown cruise. We weren't really, you think everything's going to work just great. Well, we ran into some snags, and I want to say at the outset, I want to thank all of the producers that contributed to it. You all were good sports about it. No one was under any obligation. It was strictly up to the producer when they were handing in their finished product to declare that they wanted it to be part of the video awards thing. There were several categories, and 4 actually, and short subject. But we didn't get films for all the categories. So it really kind of skewed it, and I was going to say, let's pass on it, let's do it again. But because of the effort that people put into it, and there was that sense of wanting to have their videos up there, we decided to go ahead and give away 3 awards. Now, Sal, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm on the other side of the stage from the envelopes. We have 3 gifts. And they're all mixed up. We had some confusion with the categories. It was my bad writing. But the first award is going to go to Community, and the winner is Marianne Silva. Make me step out of my light. And now we have a short subject. And the winner of the first ever SATV award thing for short subject is Steve Spencer. What a night! There you go, sir. Congratulations. And then, not so fast. The third award in the overall video awards thing, the third winner of our first ever annual video award thing is for documentary, and it is Steve Spencer. Again, just chewing up the field. Congratulations. Well, that covers all the stuff that had on the agenda that I wasn't going to tell you out front. So we've reached the point where I'm going to invite Mr. Walsh back up to the podium with the election results. Okay. Lord willing. Hope you all had a good time here tonight.
You notice we use a very trustworthy person to do all of this work. How about a round of applause for all his hard work? All right, we have, let's see, Mary Ann Silva has been elected. Ron Dorito has been elected. And Joel Richardson has been elected. Congratulations to all three candidates. We'll expect you to work tomorrow morning at 6. Yes.
Well, that brings us to the place where we need the chairman to take us home. We want to thank you all for coming and for you at home watching. And
I make the announcement that we are officially adjourning the meeting.
That would something like that.
Is that the word you want?
Yeah, give or take a word or two.
Yes. Okay, he's done a fantastic job. I think he deserves really a big round of applause because he did all the work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
To our Texas boy. You did a superb job. We'll be looking forward to earning some of the money that you get that we can spend. All right? He didn't like that idea. Thank you.
And I guess that means the meeting is adjourned.
The meeting is adjourned.
He's off mic.